I'm in the moment, in the moment, in the moment, yeah. When I'm in the moment, in the moment, in the moment, yeah. When I'm in the moment, in the moment, in the moment, yeah. When I'm in the moment, in the moment.
Again, and this is why we don't need to talk about holding men accountable. Look at this right here.
A disturbing new trend happening in schools across America. Female teachers taking advantage of underage male students and committing sexual assault against them. We're noticing a pattern with many of these cases. They're using iPhones and social media in order to target the victim. Take 24-year-old Ricky Lynn Laughlin, for example. She worked as a special ed teacher in Missouri when she allegedly sent naked pictures and videos of herself to a 16-year-old student over Snapchat and then asked him to send pictures of himself in return. And then things escalated. He says Ricky kissed him and invited him over to her house to have sex while her husband was out of town. And Ricky was charged with 6 different felonies. 27-year-old Reagan Anderson, a former teacher and coach from South Carolina, is facing 2 counts of sexual battery on a student. She allegedly used Snapchat to send the teen naked photos. And then there's 38-year-old Lydia Pinto. Lydia was a high school gym teacher and coach, and the victim reported Lydia abused him when he was around 14 and continued doing so until his senior year. So what's going on here? Joining me now, host of Takedown with Chris Hansen and the Predators I've Caught podcast.
That's funny. That's funny he got Chris Hansen. The irony, because Chris Hansen, I used to watch his show, and everybody knows Chris Hansen. He used to get at the male predators back in the early 2000s. But now we have female predators. Now, again, we're going back. We talk about Chris Hansen. Again, this is why we don't need to talk about this. When those men, they didn't even touch these, when those men were on his show, they didn't touch the children. They didn't do nothing to the children. They didn't touch the children because it was fake. They were being I don't want to say manipulated because they did it on their own free will, but they were what's the best word to say this? The person on the other side, it was I guess you could say it was a trap. For the lack of a better term, it was a trap. Which I'm not trying to protect these guys because they're disgusting for even doing this. But for the lack of a better word, it was a trap. It was a trap. But they didn't even touch no children or nothing. They still went to jail. They still went to prison. They still doing the service, kind of community service or whatever. They're still doing all that. However, these modern women, we done told modern women about open up your legs, being promiscuous. These women are so promiscuous nowadays. Even when they're married, they're still trying to chase after younger men. Even when they're married, they're still trying to chase after younger men. Let's play this again.
A disturbing new trend happening in schools across America. Female teachers taking advantage of underage male students.
And what's more sick than when they try to say they manipulate girls or whatever, is that women know how to manipulate. Well, that's women's strength. They can manipulate. They know how to manipulate these young students, these young boys, because young boys, all they think about is sex. They don't have to. They just think about. All they think about is sex. A man, when he gets to at least about a man when he hits about 30, he's not thinking about sex all the time, because we have a lot of other things. We got to think about getting money. We got to think about paying bills. We got to think about work. We got to think about all this type of stuff. So when we get older, we're not really thinking about sex as much as we used to when we were in high school. But these modern women know that these young boys just think about sex. And these modern women are so promiscuous today. They want to open their legs for everybody with no consequence, that they're going after children. Remember when women used to say, "Oh, if we had the position of power, we'd be better than men." Well, you seeing that they lied.
and committing sexual assault against them. We're noticing a pattern with many of these cases. They're using iPhones and social media in order to target the victim. Take 24-year-old Ricky Lynn Laughlin, for example. She worked as a special ed teacher in Missouri when she allegedly sent naked pictures and videos of herself to a 16-year-old student over Snapchat and then asked him to send pictures of himself in return.
And leave it to modern women, they tell you it's only men that do this. We've had several cases over the years where modern women have been doing this, teachers have been doing this for young students. That's why, hey, if you got a teacher, if you're dating a teacher, drop her quick. She's gonna cheat on you with a student, either a male student or a female student. These modern women now are sickos. They're sexual deviants, and they will go after your children if it makes them feel good. They don't even care about their own children when they divorce. So what makes you think they're gonna go after your children? They're not gonna go after your children. They teach these young children to be sexual promiscuous. They teach these young children to be homosexual, and now they're just straight out doing sexual improprieties to these young children. It's crazy. And these are the modern women doing this. The ones that have the quote unquote moral high ground.
And then things escalated. He says Ricky kissed him and invited him over to her house to have sex while her husband was out of town.
Man, I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, it's crazy. And this is why I tell you, man. This is why I tell you, it doesn't matter your dynamic of the marriage. If a woman does not respect you, she will always destroy it. I don't give a damn if you paying $100. I don't give a damn if you pay everything and she don't do nothing. She will still find a reason to step out on you, cheat on you, divorce you, and destroy the home. She will still do that. It does not matter. What women want is never really surprising. How they get there is where it all surprises. Yes, exactly, bro. Exactly. How they get there is the surprising part. These women want to go sleep around and hot girl summer, and then they think that they're gonna marry themselves a good man. And again, even when they married, have a husband, a good husband, it's always when they have the good husband. It's never when they have the abusive husband. When the husband beat them up and all that stuff, they stay together and all that type of stuff. But when the husband's a good man, he does what he does. She wants to step out and cheat. These women are never satisfied. And if she's a 304, that's why a woman's past matters. A woman who's a 304, she will never be satisfied in the marriage. I don't give a damn how you treat her.
And Ricky was charged with 6 different felonies. 27-year-old Reagan Anderson, a former teacher and coach from South Carolina, is facing 2 counts of sexual battery on a student. She allegedly used Snapchat to send the teen naked photos. And then there's 38-year-old Lydia Pinto. Lydia was a high school gym teacher and coach, and the victim reported Lydia abused him when he was around 14 and continued doing so until his senior year.
And this is also another thing with women as well, is we're infantilizing women. We're infantilizing them, meaning we love to say that women are still children at the age of 24. Women love to think, women want to feel young at the age of 38. They think they can destroy their home, and at the age of 50, they can get themselves a loving husband and a happy family. We've infantilized these women. And we've made them seem like, oh, if a woman is 27, she's still a child. When by 18, she done slept with the whole football team. By 18, there's women by the age of 18 that have a whole 2-year-old. By 18, she done slept with a man that's 22. And I mean when she was 16. So they try to infantilize these women. They talking about, oh, when she's 24, she don't know any better. She's 25, she don't know nothing. She knows exactly what she's doing. These women at 18 will be getting themselves an OnlyFans. I can go on OnlyFans right now and pay for a woman $3.99 at the age of 18 and watch her do some crazy stuff. These women know what they're doing by the time they get to this age. And we try to infantilize them like they don't know what they're doing. But the irony is, we don't do the same thing for young boys. A young boy can be 16 and they try to make him look like, oh, he knew better. He 18, he get trapped and they try to say, oh, he's an adult. He knows what he's doing. We had a story in I did a video on this. My old high school just happened recently. A teacher, 26-year-old, was caught sleeping with an 18-year-old guy. Now, obviously, the 18-year-old guy is an adult, sure, yes. But the whole idea is the woman is a teacher and she could use her power to control this young boy. But let the roles be reversed. All of a sudden, oh, the woman, she's a child, she don't know any better. He manipulated her, and all the time. We try to make these women sound like they're children at the age of 30. Man, these modern women are crazy, bro.
So what's going on here? Joining me now, host of Takedown with Chris Hansen and the Predators I've Caught podcast.
All right, let's move on. Because, again, this is why we don't need to talk about holding men accountable. Men are held accountable to the nth degree.
It ain't what it seems. It feels like a dream.